Hello, racers. Today's going to be first of probably a three-part series, and this one's really important to me, and it's the first time I've taken down some notes. And normally I'm just kind of speaking from, 3+ decades of experience going on the track. This is going to be a series about building your confidence before you ever get there. And right now it's just going to be kind of laying the groundwork for it, and then in the next episodes we'll get into maybe some exercises and drills that you can do with some car control confidence and things like that. And the confidence doesn't come from being brave, it comes from being prepared. And so this whole series, like I said, it's going to be part of building that up for you. um, and so, like, I'd like to see you on your second track day be more prepared and more confident than people with, years of experience at going to the track, because you've kind of learned a lot of the things that are super important. So when you get there, you can think about driving, and when you're on the track, you're only thinking about driving fast, not these other subjects. Um, and so, before you ever leave home, you're going to have read about the run groups. You're going to have read about the event schedule, making sure your car and your gear is all ready. Those things are all going to be out of your mind, and like you're going to have them 100% down pat before you're ever on the track. And this is something that I have a bunch of capitals here because, like, there's some super important things about this. The driver's meeting. It's not optional. It's one of the most important things that's going to happen in all of your time on the track. Be it a race weekend, an open track day, a lapping day, whatever. The driver's meeting, it's absolutely mandatory. You can't miss it. If something happens, like, you're literally missing your track day. If you're not at that driver's meeting, just schedule. If hopefully you can get a refund, or like reapply, not necessarily a refund, but a credit at the track where you can reapply that to your next track day, because this is not optional. You have to be at the driver's meeting. I've got over 3 decades of track experience. I've helped conduct them, drivers meetings. I've never missed a single one, and every time I go, I'm paying 100% attention at every single track meeting, or every single drivers meeting before the track. It's that important. Um, and every event is different. They're gonna have different passing rules, different sides that you're gonna point people by on, and uh, different. I put uh, a list here. I don't want to miss it. But there's actually a lot more than this. Every event's going to have a different passing rules, different point by side, a different flagging procedure, different pit entry, pit exit, local hazards, construction, schedule changes. We don't know. Maybe no Class B cars showed up, and so they've had to give everybody more track time. They've readjusted the schedule. There's all kinds of things that are going to happen at that are going to be covered at that drivers meeting. Even if you're really experienced at a particular track or with a particular sanctioning body, every drivers meeting, for these reasons, you don't know. Like, uh, when I was making the notes, I was laughing to myself. Maybe somebody spilled coffee on the green flag and they have to substitute a different flag for hot track. Although I don't think they would ever do that, and they'd find another way to have a green flag, because that's an important one. But these are the types of things that are going to let you have 100% of your attention on the racetrack and on the race car when you're actually driving on a hot track. Super important. Um, and this is huge. You get through that driver's meeting. If you have any questions about that information at all, go ask. I guarantee you, I promise you, absolutely, they want that question. If you get the feeling that you're bugging them, or they didn't want to hear that question about flagging or pit in, pit out, super important. How to get on and off the racetrack, it's really important, and it can change at a track where, um, you know, you've been going for years. They could have had a piece of concrete or asphalt crack that you don't know about. So, if you have any questions about any of the information during that drivers meeting, go ask them. And if I personally, like, I have a track that I love dearly. Like, it's one of my most beloved places on earth. And if they treated me like badly about a question about, like, something that pertained in a drivers meeting, I'd be hard pressed. I might never go back. Like, that's how important these things are, and that's how much they will be. They want the question. Trust me. It's that important that they not only want the question, but that they're nice about it. this is all about, eliminating uncertainty. When you enter the hot track, like, all your attention is in driving, and you can't be wondering about the things that they covered in that meeting. The confidence, it doesn't come from like, I'm not scared. When I show up to an event, and I was confident from day one on the track. I prepared a lot. Like, I had a lot of experience in like homegrown tracks or home built tracks, things like that. And in watching drivers meetings on back then, there wasn't any YouTube. Like, I did a lot of searching and a lot of watching of like Formula car races and all the behind the scenes stuff. So I had quite a bit of knowledge before I ever got on the track. So yeah, it's really about knowing exactly what to do out there, and uh, not being the bravest. That's it takes a certain amount of I guess bravery would be the right word, but it's really about knowing exactly what to do. You're not going to worry about lap times. Don't worry about other advanced drivers. Your first few times out there, you're going to learn, observe, and build experience. Those are your most important things. Don't drive like way over your head. You're not going to get faster that way. I promise. One lap at a time, build that experience. Um, I've had plenty of like oops moments leading up to, uh, before I was ever on track, but through all the years of doing this, I've lost a bunch of skin, on developing racing go karts, and flipping out of them with not the proper gear on, and I've paid the price a couple of times, and that I learned from all those experiences, and that's I always make sure and learn. The fastest drivers I know, they're not the ones with the biggest egos. They're the ones that come so prepared that they can spend 100% of their attention on driving the car, and that's what we're going to teach you how to do in this series. Thanks for coming to Exit Speed, and please come back.